At the beginning of the story, we find ourselves in an underground illegal robot fighting ring. A 14-year-old boy named Hiro Hamada shows up with a robot he built himself. He's there to fight Yama, a reigning champion whose robot has never lost a match. Hiro's bot may look small and unimpressive at first, but when he activates its kill mode, it completely destroys Yama's robot, and Hiro walks away with all the prize money. Furious, Yama grabs Hiro's robot and sends his goons after him. But just in time, Hiro's older brother, Tadashi, arrives and rescues him. Tadashi scolds Hiro, telling him that bot fighting is illegal. Hiro replies, "Yeah, but it makes me a ton of money." As the two try to sneak away, the police show up and arrest them along with the other fighters. Their Aunt Cass, who's been taking care of them since their parents passed away, comes to bail them out, and she is not happy. She drags them home and gives them a serious scolding. Back in their room, Hiro gets ready to sneak out again with his bot. Tadashi stops him and says, "You graduated high school at 14, and this is what you're doing with your brain?" Hiro fires back, "What else should I do? Go to college like you? Just to relearn stuff I already know?" As Hiro tries to leave, Tadashi says, "Fine, I'll go with you." But instead of taking him back to the fighting ring, Tadashi takes him to his university. There, Hiro meets Tadashi's friends, Gogo, Wasabi, Honey Lemon, and Fred, and sees their amazing science projects. Then Tadashi brings him to his lab. He slaps a piece of tape on Hiro's arm and pulls it off, making Hiro yelp in pain. Hearing this, Baymax, a healthcare robot that Tadashi built, activates. Tadashi explains, "I've uploaded tons of medical research into his chip. He's basically a fully operational doctor." Baymax scans Hiro, detects the injury, and treats it immediately. After helping Hiro, Baymax says, "To deactivate me, say, 'I am satisfied with my care.'" When Hiro says the line, Baymax quietly shuts down and returns to his case. As the two brothers are talking, Professor Robert Callahan, head of the university's robotics department, walks in. He's a legendary name in the field. When Hiro tells him about his underground bot fighting, Professor Callahan says, "My daughter was into that kind of stuff too." Then he encourages Hiro to apply to the university. Outside, Hiro says, "I really want to get in here." Tadashi hands him a flyer and points to a line that says, "Get into the program by showcasing your invention at our annual tech fair." Hiro gets inspired, but he's still not sure what to build. He spends days brainstorming, but nothing clicks. Then, joking around, Tadashi literally flips Hiro upside down to help shake some ideas loose. Hiro glances at his old bot, and then, bam, the idea hits him. He dives into his garage, starts working day and night, and finally builds something incredible. At the university showcase, Hiro walks on stage, super nervous. He pulls a small microbot out of his pocket. The crowd seems unimpressed, until Hiro puts on a neurotransmitter headset and shows how the microbots respond to his thoughts. The bots can build, lift, transport, all by reading his mind. The audience is stunned. The demo ends. Hiro's friends cheer for him. Just then, the CEO of Cray Tech, Mr. Cray, steps up and offers to buy Hiro's invention on the spot. But before Hiro can respond, Professor Callahan steps in and warns him. Cray backs off and walks away. After the presentation, Professor Callahan hands Hiro an official admission letter to the university. Excited, Hiro's Aunt Cass suggests they all go out to celebrate at the cafe. But Tadashi stops Hiro for a moment. The two brothers walk around near the university, talking quietly. Hiro says, "Everything I am is because of you." But suddenly, a loud explosion shakes the ground. They rush toward the sound and find the university building engulfed in flames. One of the students panics, telling them that Professor Callahan is still inside. Despite Hiro begging him not to go, Tadashi runs into the burning building to save him. His hat falls off. Hiro picks it up, and then a massive explosion blasts through the building, throwing Hiro to the ground. In the next scene, both Callahan and Tadashi are gone. The funeral is held. Friends and community members visit Hiro's home, grieving Tadashi's death. Hiro, shattered by the loss of his brother, retreats into himself. Days pass. Life begins returning to normal for everyone except Hiro. He loses all motivation, even refusing to attend the university he fought so hard to get into. Aunt Cass tries to comfort him, but Hiro barely speaks. One quiet day, after Aunt Cass leaves the house, Hiro starts cleaning up his old bot parts. Suddenly, a piece falls and lands on his foot. He yells out in pain, and that one cry activates Baymax, still stored in Tadashi's room. Baymax immediately tries to scan him and offer medical care, but Hiro doesn't want help. He tries to shut Baymax off, but instead slips and falls to the floor. As he lays there, something strange happens. He notices movement under the bed. He checks and finds a single microbot wriggling, as if it's trying to join the others. Hiro is confused. He assumes it's broken. After all, the rest were destroyed in the fire. He tosses it into a glass case and moves on. But Baymax picks it up, scans it closely, and says, "This microbot seems to be trying to go somewhere." Hiro jokes, "Then why don't you go see where it wants to go?" To Hiro's surprise, Baymax takes that literally and walks right out of the house following the bot's signal. Hiro quickly chases after him, but Aunt Cass stops him at the door. Trying not to raise suspicion, Hiro pretends everything's fine and sneaks out. By now, Baymax has gone quite far. Hiro follows the trail and finds Baymax outside an old abandoned warehouse where the microbot is trying to get inside. The door is locked, so they sneak in through a window. Baymax, because of his inflatable size, can't fit, so he deflates himself slightly to squeeze through. Inside, they follow the microbot, and what Hiro sees shocks him. Someone has recreated and mass-produced his microbots, thousands of them, all moving in unison. As Hiro stares in disbelief, Baymax startles him with a sudden comment, causing Hiro to speak loudly. That noise alerts someone else in the warehouse. A mysterious figure wearing a kabuki mask steps out and commands the microbots to attack. Hiro and Baymax make a run for it. They spot the masked man approaching and leap out of a window. Baymax cushions Hiro with his balloon-like body, keeping him safe. They escape and head straight to the police station, but the officer doesn't believe a word they say. While they argue, Baymax's battery starts to die, making him act a little strange. Hiro quickly takes him back home and puts him on charge. While charging, Baymax notices Tadashi's hat sitting on the desk. He asks, "Who is that?" Hiro quietly replies, "That's Tadashi. He's gone." Baymax scans Hiro again and recognizes his emotional pain. To help, he contacts Tadashi's old friends. Then, gently, Baymax hugs Hiro. Hiro tells Baymax the full story of the fire, and it suddenly clicks. What if the fire wasn't an accident? What if the masked man started the fire to steal the microbots? Determined, Hiro takes Baymax to his garage and begins upgrading him. He builds a new chip filled with karate and combat training and installs it alongside Tadashi's original healthcare chip. He also creates a high-tech armored suit to make Baymax battle-ready. Hiro begins testing Baymax's new upgrades, preparing to go after the man in the mask, but as they head out, a mysterious van starts following them, though they don't notice it. They arrive at the abandoned warehouse, but it's completely empty now. Suddenly, the microbot in Baymax's container begins to react. They follow its signal all the way to the ocean dock, and that's where they see him, the masked man, riding a swarm of microbots, gliding over the water, coming straight toward them. Hiro and Baymax quickly hide. Just then, the same van pulls up next to them. It's Hiro's friends, Go-Go, Wasabi, Honey Lemon, and Fred. Hiro urges them to leave immediately, but before they can, the masked man attacks. Baymax shields everyone, and they all jump into the van, speeding off. But the masked man chases after them, launching microbots at the van, forcing it off a bridge. The van crashes into the water. Thinking they're dead, the masked man leaves. But Baymax inflates his balloon-like body and floats everyone safely to the surface. After the escape, the group decides they need to hide out, so Fred takes them to his mansion. Everyone is shocked to discover that Fred's actually rich. Inside, Hiro sketches the bird-shaped symbol he saw on the masked man's equipment. No one recognizes it. Then Fred comes up with a theory, straight from his comic book knowledge. What if the masked man is Cry? You did reject his offer to sell the microbots after all. That's when Baymax says, "I scanned the masked man earlier. I recorded his medical data." Hiro's eyes light up. "That's it. I'll build a scanner. A powerful one that can scan the entire city at once," he adds. "But we'll also need to upgrade ourselves if we want to stop him." They head back to the garage, and Hiro tells them, "The transmitter is probably hidden in the mask. If we get the mask off, we'll know who he is and how to stop him." He scans his friends and builds custom suits and gadgets for each one based on their unique inventions. He also fully upgrades Baymax, giving him rocket fists, wings, and the ability to fly. To test Baymax's flight capabilities, Hiro hops on and they soar across the entire city. Later, they rest on a rooftop, taking in the view. Baymax assumes they're done for the day and prepares to leave, but Hiro stops him saying, "No, we need to scan the whole city now." Baymax activates the scanner and detects a match far off on an island. The team heads there together. On the island, they discover a wrecked facility, completely abandoned. They find the control room, where a recorded video plays. Cry is presenting a teleportation project using a portal device. Despite warnings, he sends pilot Abigail into the unstable portal, and she becomes trapped inside. The system fails. The portal implodes, pulling everything toward it, and is shut down. Seeing this, the team realizes Cry might be using the microbots to rebuild the teleportation technology. While they're talking, the masked man suddenly appears and attacks. Baymax tries to protect them, but the masked man strikes hard, knocking Baymax aside. Hiro rushes to check on Baymax while the others try to fight back, but they're overpowered and knocked down. Just as the masked man prepares to finish them off, Hiro and Baymax return. The villain attacks again, and Hiro jumps on him. In the scuffle, his mask comes off. Hiro grabs it. As the man turns around, everyone is shocked. Wait, it's not Cray. It's Professor Callahan. Hiro is stunned. You were supposed to be dead. You were in the fire. Callahan replies coldly. I had your microbots. Hiro, his voice shaking with emotion, says, Tadashi ran into the fire to save you. Callahan responds without remorse. That was his mistake. Enraged, Hiro gives Baymax a command. Destroy him, but Baymax hesitates. His primary function is healthcare, not harm. So Hiro, in anger, removes Tadashi's chip, the one that makes Baymax compassionate. Baymax's eyes turn red. He enters combat mode. Baymax starts attacking Callahan, but everyone else tries to stop him. In the struggle, the hero drops the mask, which Callahan picks up and uses the microbots to escape. Meanwhile, Honey grabs a chip and inserts it into Baymax, returning him to normal. Callahan gets away. Seeing this, the hero gets angry at everyone. They explain that they only wanted to catch Callahan, not hurt him, but the hero doesn't listen and orders Baymax to track Callahan, though Baymax's sensor isn't working. The hero takes Baymax to the garage to fix the scanner. The hero tries to remove Tadashi's chip again, but Baymax has revoked the hero's access. He says the hero put him in danger. The hero gets furious, but Baymax explains Tadashi built him to help everyone. Baymax then shows the hero videos from Tadashi's creation process, which makes the hero understand Tadashi's intention and get emotional. Just then, all their friends arrive. The hero apologizes, and they forgive him. They hand over a USB drive to show him something. When the hero plugs it into his laptop, they watch a video revealing that the pilot who went into the portal was Callahan's daughter. That's why Callahan blamed Cry for her death and stole the microbots to take revenge. Everyone gears up and heads toward Cry's new building. The scene shifts to Cry opening his building. Suddenly, Callahan arrives, capturing him with the microbots and activating a portal that starts pulling the building in. The heroes try to stop Callahan, but he ignores them and attacks with the microbots, knocking Baymax away. The hero is pulled into the building and dragged toward the portal but grabs a wire. The others attack Callahan. Callahan traps them all, but the hero encourages everyone not to lose hope and find a way out. They listen and escape through different paths. Seeing the hero in danger, Baymax breaks free using his rocket hand and saves him. Meanwhile, Callahan leaves Cray and moves toward them. The hero shares a new plan. Instead of going for the mask, attack the microbots to scatter them into the portal. Honey and Fred create smoke, blinding Callahan. The team separates the microbots and sends them into the portal. Callahan captures Baymax and the hero, but he's out of microbots to attack. Baymax splits the microbots and breaks Callahan's mask, causing the portal to fall but not close. Everyone starts to escape, but Baymax senses someone alive inside the portal. It's a girl in hypersleep. They realize it's Abigail. Baymax and the hero enter the portal to rescue her. They find themselves in a completely different world and locate Abigail. As they move toward the closing portal, a piece of Cry's building hits Baymax's body, damaging his suit and disabling his thrusters. Baymax says, I have one more way. He connects his arm to a boat and repairs the rocket. This will send them both out, but leave Baymax behind. Baymax tells the hero that to switch him off, the hero has to say, I'm okay. The hero refuses, saying, I don't want to lose you too. Baymax replies, I'll always be with you. The hero, tears in his eyes, says, I'm okay. Smiling, Baymax fixes the rocket and flies away. The hero comes out of the portal with Abigail. Everyone is heartbroken not seeing Baymax. Abigail is taken to the hospital for a checkup. Callahan is arrested. After all that, everyone starts living happily in their own lives. One day, the hero takes out Baymax's rocket hand and finds Tadashi's chip inside it. He uses it to build a new Baymax and inserts the chip. Baymax comes back, fully restored with all his memories. Then, the hero fulfills his brother's dream and begins helping people alongside all the heroes. Have you ever helped someone too? Be sure to let me know in the comments.